We're good to go.
Okay, very good, excellent. All right, good morning. It's 10 o'clock. I will call the January 17th Lawrence County Commissioners meeting to order. We'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Vanessa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Here.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here.
Okay, very good. We do have a quorum for our meeting this morning. No members of the public, anybody wishing to make public comment are asked to limit their comments to 5 minutes if it pertains to county government. If not, any municipal, federal, or state rules and regulations should be addressed to the proper authorities in those areas. Any public comments? No? Alrighty. We will move to the fiscal and contractual part of the agenda, and we will discuss the repository properties that are on the agenda. And we do have several of them. The first, individually we'll discuss and then accept or deny the bids. Okay, good. Okay, resolution and discussion for approval of property number 03-137700 in the city of Newcastle. A bid for $500 for repository property located at Court Street, having a parcel ID number 03-137700, city of Newcastle. I will take a motion.
Move to accept the proposed resolution and the
And
bid.
Vanessa, that is
It'll be number 17. 17.
17. I will second that. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Vanessa?
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes,
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
thank you.
May I note one thing,
Sure.
please? You were probably gonna get to this, so I don't wanna jump ahead of you, but these.
No, Dan, don't assume that. I'm gonna skip right by.
These properties that we'll be talking about all are within the city of Newcastle. And based on information that has been given to us, the city council did take
Yes.
action, but the school district did not.
Yes,
We do have.
thank you for that clarification.
Certainly.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. And that moves us to resolution 2023-018. But I can still count. This is a repository property, parcel ID number 03-078900, as Dan has stated, in the city of Newcastle on North Walnut Street. A bid of $500 for that repository property. I will take a motion to accept.
Also move.
I will second. Any further discussion? Hearing none?
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes?
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Third, this will be 2023-0019. And it is a repository property located at East Glenmore Boulevard, a bid of $600. Parcel ID number 02-251800 in the city of Newcastle. I will take a motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I will second.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes?
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We also have several additional that I believe City of Newcastle as well. These did not receive a favorable review, so we will move forward to resolution 2023-020. I almost forgot how to count. So, and again, this is a repository property bid of $500 for a property located at 10 West Sharp Street in the city of Newcastle. having a parcel ID number 08029800 in the city of Newcastle. I will take a motion,
I'll move for
consideration, yes,
of the resolution.
of the resolution. A motion made, I will second,
Commissioner Spielvogel?
yes. For consideration, do we have to accept it first and then we say no?
No,
Then we reject it.
In the.
We can just generally just
Mhm.
reject, thank you. Okay,
Commissioner Spielvogel?
no,
Commissioner Vogler?
I'll vote no, and part of the reasoning is the city council also.
they also voted no,
Right.
yes.
Motion
Thank you for
fails.
clarifying that. I don't, maybe because they're all together, that we didn't have to vote whether to accept or reject, okay. And the second one is a repository property in the city of Newcastle, $1,000 bid. Property located at 25 North Mill Street, parcel ID number 02088600, the city of Newcastle. And again, I will note that this has been rejected by the city. And the reason for the rejection is it's dilapidated and also code violations. I will take a motion,
Move for the consideration of this
Consideration.
resolution.
and that is resolution 022. 021,
T1.
thank you, see? I told you, question my counting ability. Motion, I will second if I have not second.
Commissioner
Vanessa, please vote.
Spielvogel?
No,
Commissioner Vogler?
No,
Motion fails.
very good, all right. I believe we are done with that. We do have an advertise for bids for, through our planning department for storm damage done to the Stavage Bike Trail. That's something that we maintain, and I know that we're very, very proud of the fact that we maintain that trail as well as we do. Unfortunately, with the storms and the weather, it does sometimes cause some issues there with trees down and things like that. So we are putting out for bid for some repairs to be done for debris removal and earthwork as needed. And that is through our planning department, and Amy is not here, so I will just assume that she is taking care of the proper advertise, go ahead.
Yeah, she's putting out today to be approved to send out for the bid and proposals. Funding for the project's been secured through our P Corp grant application, so that funding came in a week or two ago.
So we are putting the bid out
Yes.
today. Do we have to motion to put that out, or is that just something that Amy does?
We voted on it last week.
Yeah.
And so this is just on here to sort of tell people
That it
it's
is
gonna be
still out,
advertised
okay.
today and I believe the 20th, which will be what, Friday.
Friday,
So yeah,
okay, very good. So we've done everything that we've needed to do.
Yep.
All right, very good. Then we will move forward to approving our 3 warrant registers that we have. Dan, whenever you're ready, I will review mine also, and
okay.
I'll take a motion.
I will move for acceptance of the warrant registers as submitted.
And I will second. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Anything? Okay. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
Next on the agenda is the approval of our minutes from our Tuesday, January 10th meeting. So we'll take a minute to review this. I just have to comment that January is halfway through. Oh. All right, back to the minutes. Dan, whenever you're ready. Oh, gosh.
move for acceptance of the minutes.
And I will second it. Any further discussion? Motion and a second. Vanessa, call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
Very good. Next, we have a presentation of our written communications. I know we've explained it at all of the different meetings that we have had that we do not accept or approve any of these communications. We are just here because they are required by law to notify us of anything happening or going on. And we have to make sure that we approve that we have received them. First on our list is from Apex, and it is an air quality application. I'll just move quickly through it. It's to the Department of Environmental Protection, the Bureau of Air Quality. It is something that it is with Americol Aggregates. This DEP related rules and regulations. And it is a renewal. I will take a motion, or do we do them all at once? All at once. Next one is Frank Taylor Engineering. And that is an NPDES individual permit for discharge sewage effluent from small flow treatment facilities and a new water quality management permit to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection for an individual in New Wilmington for an auto body shop, duty shop and home
Wilmington Township.
in Wilmington Township. Okay. And next is, I guess it's repairs for septic systems that are malfunctioning. This is the second one, and it is also in Wilmington Township, a residence. The next is Moody and Associates. Again, NPDES permit, Wilmington Township for North Memorial Animal Hospital. Discharge of treated sewage surfaces, again, same thing. This is for another Wilmington Township and doesn't say renewal or not, but it is the same NPDES permit. And that is what we have for pieces of communication. I will take a motion to accept.
I'll move to accept.
I will second. Any further discussion? Vanessa, call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. All right. Next, we have our staff reports. I know we have several people here. But anything other than what is on the agenda for today? You better sit small in that corner over there. Okay, we will move on to our new business and resolutions that we have. So I believe this first resolution is, oh, my apologies.
That's okay.
Right. I skipped right over that, Dan. We already had a bit of conversation about it, so I apologize. Commissioner reports and comments. Dan, you were first.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Commissioner Spielvogel. Two things. Yesterday, both you and I
Yes.
attended the Martin Luther King service at the Sankey Center on Grant Street. It was well attended and a very moving service. Later this week, specifically on Friday, I believe both you and I will be attending the inauguration, the swearing-in ceremony of Justice Deborah McCloskey Todd, who will become the first female Chief Justice of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court in the court's history. Now, what's even more significant about that is that Justice Todd is a native of Lawrence County. She grew up in the borough of Elwood City, and she graduated from Lincoln High School back in the mid-1970s. And I've gotten to know her a little bit over the years, and I can assure you that she's never, ever forgotten her roots in Lawrence County. She's very proud of the fact that she's from Lawrence County. So we were very privileged to get invited to the ceremony, and looks like we're both going to be going to Pittsburgh on Friday to witness her being sworn in. So it's an historic day for Pennsylvania. So looking forward very much to that. I'm glad you're able to go as well.
Yes.
Those are my comments.
Very good. I will just add that it is, I've had the pleasure of meeting her several different times, and again, she has not forgotten where she comes from, and being part of the Supreme Court, and then actually as having that honor as being the first female Chief Justice is remarkable. To know that it is somebody from our own neighborhoods and our own backyard. So I am very, very pleased and humbled to be invited to be able to witness that. Yes. And again, also the ceremony yesterday at the Sankey Center. It was sponsored by the NAACP Newcastle chapter. It was very, very well done, and I'm glad that it was very well attended. It was very, very nice. So I'm glad that we were both there. Definitely. Okay. Now we will go to our new business. First up on the agenda is resolutions. This is ongoing, and I think Dan, right, you've had this experience with this bridge and the different things that have needed to be done to it, and just the extensions on it. It is a resolution to discuss and possible approval to extend the agreement with Frank B. Taylor Engineering for the Wallace Road Bridge, Part 1, preliminary design until January 18th, 2024. That is the bridge, Wallace Road. I believe it has been extended numerous times because it has to do with the historical nature of the bridge.
Exactly.
Okay. And they're waiting to hear back from the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission. So we will, of course, I don't have a problem with it. I'll take a motion to approve that extension. Go ahead.
I'll move for approval and note for the record that this bridge, and can we include in the resolution that the bridge is located in Little Beaver Township? Would you be willing to,
Absolutely, we'll amend that and we will add that, yes.
the location of the bridge? But I'll move for it.
I will second. Any further comment? Vanessa?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes, with a real quick question. What
It'll
number?
be number 22.
Thank you.
My apologies.
No, thank you.
Too.
Motion carries.
Okay. Our next one, all right, Mr. Grippo. You brought,
Reinforcement?
For our viewing audience, it's all in fun. We know throughout the year, there is always need, whether it be with our juvenile probation department or the children and youth department, contracts that happen throughout the year, and it necessitates coming in front of us to get the agreements approved. So
actually,
although I joke with you, I know it is a very serious situation. So go ahead.
The second one on your list is the one that we're doing first.
Okay,
Okay, and that's Family Service of Northwest Pennsylvania.
okay,
It's located in Erie. It's new. It's a foster care kinship. Again, it's something that we're gonna use as a backup. One of the caseworkers came to me and asked if we could get them on contract. For now and future, there's certain situations where we would have a child that maybe doesn't fit, but it fits in their system, so that's why I'm going to get this.
any comment?
No, I'd be willing to make a motion for it if you.
I am ready as well.
accept it. I'll move for approval of resolution 23.
And I will second. Vanessa?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes,
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
very good. And then the first one, which is second,
The first one is, I didn't know how the list was going,
we have them the same way you did, so that's okay. Go ahead.
Central County's youth center is clearly in, what you can say, is clearly in the center of the state. You can see Bellefonte, PA. I don't know if you have the address there.
yes.
So,
Yes.
and it's clearly a backup. We have 7 secure detentions now. The reason for a lot of that is statewide secure detentions have been maxed out. And it's been a trend that's happened since COVID. A lot of it's because when a lot of the shelters closed, it was a less secure place to have a kid. People started using secure detention as their backup, so now they started to overflow even in that. I can see the hemorrhaging is starting to slow. However, it's good that we have a backup, and I will tell you this, that we have 7 of them now, and clearly on just demographics, this would be an emergency, serious case that we had to transport halfway across the state to Bellefonte, which would probably be about 2 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours to get there.
Takes me 3.
Yes.
All the restroom spots.
So yeah, it's a nice trip because then you're coming back the same day. But anyway,
Right.
it's a backup. It's a three. You can see that it's at. He has the listing there, $395 a day. It's one of the most expensive we have now. They range anywhere from $205 for security detention up to $395. And we haven't got the facts on George Jr. They opened the security detention like
Right.
that. However, they want to charge $755 a day.
Yes.
If you want to know, you can see we have them. That's the one that's red on our list. That would be absolutely dire need at that point. Couldn't find another place, and just because of the per diem. And we are very sensitive because also any security detention has to be approved by a supervisor. So between myself, Karen, and Lisa, when we're on call, and that has to happen, we're very aware. We have the pricing, we have the
Right.
list. So we start on our list with the lowest to the highest because it's just secure detention, just holding a kid. It needs to be at a secure level before we can disposition that case. Or it's someone that was interest of justice,
Mhm.
dropped back down into us to put in secure detention after the fact instead of using jail to hold them at that time. So that would be the reason for secure detention. And it's good to have some backups right now. Hopefully, as shelter beds start to open up a little bit, the openings in secure detention will be not as necessary. I will tell you that the Human Center, which had closed down, is planning on opening a private facility sometime by the end of this year as a regional, as a secure detention. And I don't want to say the name because there was a little bit of blowback as to other people not having the opportunity to look at the Human Center to also privately buy that. So I think they're retooling and figuring because it looked like it was automatically going to one agency. And they were going to basically retool it and actually expand it, make it a regional secure detention. So that being said, it's good. And I know that this is $395. This would be about number 5 of 7 on our list. And George Jr. the only one. And I'm sorry, 6 of 7. George Jr. being the only one that's higher than that. And that we would use in progressive order. And that's it. So I move that we accept it and use it only as not deemed necessary.
I did have a question, just in general. Would you say, and you may not even know, more secure detention beds needed or more shelter care beds needed?
As more shelter care beds, what happened is a lot of facilities cut off, Keystone cut off one of their agencies.
Okay,
Pathway shut off one of their agencies at this point that was taking kids. So they started to fill up.
okay,
And they closed it because they were more interested in the treatment than the shelter care at that
Right.
point.
okay,
So as those, and it's happened on a statewide trend, it's not just in Western
Right.
PA.
Mhm.
So these shelter cares that closed off their facilities, we can use secure detention if there's no other bed
Right.
available. So what we're doing is we're putting a kid that could probably survive in shelter care, and we're kicking it up a notch to putting them in a secure
right,
detention facility, which is I would rather use a shelter. Number one, the reimbursement rate is 90-10, county being 10% versus 50-50. And the rate is usually lower in the shelter than it is secure detention. So when you can use shelter, you absolutely should use shelter in lieu of secure detention. But I would say the shelter care beds, the diminishing of those has caused the increase in the
in
use of
this, okay, in the secure detention,
And it seems like Pathways has opened up a new shelter care facility. Keystone is reopening theirs. So as you see these beds open up, I think the need for secure detention will slowly be drawn back in. And then you have another agency looking to buy the Human Center to run it privately. It's going to be interesting to see what rate they're going to charge. I would guess
right,
they would be fairly competitive between $200 and $300 a day, but keep in mind that's 50% county cost for every day it's sitting there,
Right.
which is a lot higher than 10% of a lower rate.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Dan, any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, I will take a motion then to accept resolution 024.
So moved.
I will second. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Yes, yep.
All right. And next on the agenda, we have Scott Baldwin, our Director of MHDS, for a couple of resolutions. Again, same thing here as the year goes on, always a need for different contracts and agreements. So go ahead with our first one.
These are both new contracts. We're anticipating continuing in the next fiscal year too. First one is a contract between Lawrence County MHDS and the Arise Crisis Center. This contract will run from July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2023. The contract amount will not exceed $29,886 and is paid through block grant funding. And this is a service to Arise will go to the jail and provide counseling, trauma
Okay.
supportive services for female inmates at the jail. It
Excellent.
took a little bit longer to get someone hired, but we're anticipating that starting this month.
Okay. Great. That's excellent. Dan, any questions?
No, I have no
for you?
questions.
Okay. I have none either. I will take a motion to accept 025.
I'll move.
I will second. Vanessa?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes?
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And then next on the list, go ahead.
Forgive me.
Uh-huh.
Just jumping back to that one for just a second. And you were very clear in pointing out that this particular contract with Arise is specific for jail counseling, as I understand it. Is it safe though to assume we do have at least one other contract with them for other services, or am I mistaken?
No, not for the women's crisis shelter, we don't.
I see. I didn't know if there was any direct connection.
Yeah, they usually have their own specific grants that
Yes.
pay for counseling through the center.
Okay,
They don't really require funding, but there really isn't anything to do services in a jail setting, so that's where the block grant funding gives some flexibility.
good. And I appreciate your telling me that, because in all candor, if someone had said to me, does MHDS either directly or even indirectly provide funding to Arise, I might have had to have given you a call just to
I
find
see.
out the
Okay.
answer, but you've
Gotcha.
clarified it, so it's good to know that they enjoy a good reputation. I'm glad we're entering into
Absolutely.
this contract, so thank you both.
Okay, very good. Did I ask for a motion? In a second?
Yep, we're good for 25
Okay,
for Arise.
very good.
The second one is a contract, this is a new contract with One Well. It's between Lawrence County and HDS. The contract will run from January 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2023. Contract will not exceed $20,000 and is paid through block grant funding. This is a new provider that does support in home and community services for our developmental services. We do a variety of respite care, case management, home and communities, homemaker services. It's a new provider that just started at the beginning of the year, and they're out of Lancaster, but they have staff that work at Lawrence County. So it's always needed to get a developmental service
Absolutely.
provider on board.
Sure. I just have one correction. Let's see, I'm awake here this morning, Dan. The agreement, it says it's July 1, 2022, and I know you said that you want it to be,
For One Well.
yes, January.
Yeah, because their name change
Right,
started the first
okay.
of the year, the name change. They used to be a former company. It changed to One Well at the beginning of
Okay.
the year, so that's why we
Okay.
started at the end of that.
All
I'll
right.
still explain it a little bit.
Just so we're all on the same page, on the previous resolution with Arise,
Yes,
what was the starting date of that one?
That was July 1st, 2020.
So it's correct.
it's okay,
good.
okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, we're fine, thank you.
And then with the change to the date on the agreement, starting January 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2023. Any other questions, Dan? If not, I will take a motion.
I'll
To approve.
move and note the
The
corrected change of date, but I'll move for the resolution.
And I will second. Vanessa?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes,
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
very good. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, have a great day.
Thanks, Scott.
All right. And this is, well, a movement in some monies. I see here that, through the DA's office, they have to move some monies around from their general fund, the insurance reimbursement general fund, revenue fund account to increase by $26,342. And the same to increase the DA vehicle general expense fund account by the same $26,342. And the reason for that being that is the insurance for a wrecked vehicle. So that is, that's pretty cut and dry. That's something that we just need to do so we can ensure that that gets taken care of. And this is, I believe, resolution 27. Dan will take a motion.
I'll move.
I will second. Vanessa?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes?
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. Again, same thing, a budget amendment for the jail. And it's moving salaries, including overtime and employee benefits from the Vivitrol Grant Expense Fund account. It's various ones, various transfers, increasing the grant expense fund by $26,268. Again, increasing the overtime for the Vivitrol Grant Expense Fund account by $1,200,640. Increasing the FICA expense, $2,977. Increasing the employer benefits, $8,308. And increasing the supplies and operating expenses by $11,551. And this is a total of $61,744 of transfers to continue the programming. I will take a motion. Dan, unless you have any questions.
No questions. I'll
28.
28.
28.
I'll move.
I will second. Vanessa?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Very good. I guess I started off counting well and then about too much for my fingers and toes. And our last item are just administrative transfers. They happen periodically throughout the year just to keep the different departments and areas up and running. From DJ Russo, transferring from contingency to bond and insurance for $100. One from voters from contingency to postage for $1,549.29. The coroner from contingency to software for $2,500. MHDS from telephone internet to subscriptions for $2,000. Any questions, Dan?
No questions.
Okay, I have none either. A motion to accept those transfers?
Also move.
I will second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. So moved. All right. No resolutions are to be moved on, to be taken off the table. No new resolutions, no motions, no ordinances. Announcements. Our next commissioners meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 24th at 10 o'clock in this meeting room. There will be no prison board meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, January 18th. We have them regularly scheduled. We have them as needed. We do not have any new business or old business pressing, so therefore we will not have a meeting. Any additional public comments? Nobody here. Dan, unless you have anything else, I will move to adjourn.
I'll second your motion for adjournment.
Motion in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. With Debbie not being here, did she ask for a packet?
No, but she will.
Do you want to take mine in case she stops in?
Sure.
Okay. Sometimes I know you email it to her,
Yeah.
but in
Thank
case
you.
she should stop in.
Okay.